Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 14, Week 5, Day 7. So today we're going to be going over all the weekly spoilers and opening every last Valky we have, not counting epics. But yeah, we're going to open all the way down to 0 Valkys, which means 100 of them. And who knows, maybe we'll get lucky with an epic Valky drop and get 777. Of course, those will not be touched. For now, anyways. I just realized this dragon looks so much like the key too. I really like that color. Works out perfectly. But anyways, so let's go over all the things for the week. Starting with the official post. We have the Iron Velasta coming into the game. It's going to be an Urskia event week. It is a Urska Knight as far as troop. 12 mana cost red-blue. You deal some damage to an enemy. And if I have taken damage, enrage myself and gain barrier. Which is useless even if you did that 100% of the time. It would still be so situational you would never bother using it. Has Bloodlust, has Armored. Yeah, it's just a pretty average, unusable troop. As far as the scoring is concerned, it is very straightforward. Just don't take Frost Lizard. You do get more points for taking the same battles over and over again. But once you get to 31 plus battles, you're just going to keep cycling the same battles over and over again. So eventually you're just going to be forced to take the exact same room. The only thing you can do to like slightly make it a little bit higher is for the first 15. Well, make sure you never take Frost Lizard. Making sure that of the other two that you see, take one of them more often. And then whatever one you took more often, you then take more often for the second section, which could give you slightly more points, but I'm pretty sure most people probably won't try min-maxing that much. But basically, for the first 15, try focusing either Moon Phoenix or Fenrir more, assuming you can. And then whatever one you focused more in that section, then try to focus more in the next section. And just never take Frost Lizard the entire time. But once you get 31 plus, it's pretty straightforward. Just never take Frost Lizard. And unless it forces you to. And then you go from there. But you do get more points for taking the same room over and over and over again. So that is worthwhile on trying to see if you can get one of these two done more. So you get slightly more points when you reach the 16 to 30 section. And then just go all in, just not taking Frost Lizard once you're 31 plus in battles. But basic summary of that, just do rarity order. And don't take Frost Lizard. And that's really all you need to know. Anyways, once again, they have changed the team, of course. Gotta love those team changes. They ended up changing the team of the trial, obviously. I'm not sure why they still have team. I guess every single post that they changed it, they have mistyped it as team rather than trial team, which is very hilarious. And what's even more so is they haven't fixed this yet. This is, what, the second week in a row? Third week in a row? But yes, the team has been updated for next week. Currently, we have, what even is our option? Let's see. Trials, fight. So currently we have whatever on Earth this useless mess is, but next week it'll be replaced with Ursavis, Spirit of Rage, Urskian Blue, and Baba Yaga. I forget what most of those do, but I do know Baba Yaga's probably an auto win. It has double silence and resummon while doing damage to 2 enemies. I believe it hits last 2 enemies, double silences them, and summons a tower thingy that does more damage to silenced enemies. So Baba Yaga alone is probably enough to carry this whole thing without even needing the other ones. And the rest are just going to be standard Urskas for damage output. So overall, honestly, this shouldn't be that bad. Probably not the easiest, not the hardest. But yeah, we have an auto win with Baba Yaga, so that's all we really need, to be honest. But there we go. Anyways, in other news, it is a pretty uneventful week. Also, has Terran's World always been like this and I've just never noticed? But look, it's now divided. Has it always been like this and I've never noticed? Or did they just like change this literally this week? Because look, it's like a different color now. So, like, each different section is divided. If this has always been like this, I have not noticed it until today. But anyways, we have the World event that we just went over. Faction event, of course, is going to be associated to the actual location itself, which will end up being the Rural Woods. Wednesday, we're going to be getting a pet rescue for Snowball, which should be just Urskia bonus, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, set effect Urskia for team bonus for Urskia, so that checks out. Thursday is just going to be the Urskia class, which is the Sentinel. Sentinel is actually pretty good. One of the tankier hero classes in the entire game. Used quite a bit less ever since Elementals came into the game, but still worth considering occasionally. Doesn't it get Dispel? I just sworn that one gets Dispel too, which is kind of nice. It's mostly known for its Barrier Arm Brown with high score reduction combination, so it has that going for it. It also has some extra barrier going for it as well. But overall, it's just not worth using since Elementals came into the game. And Friday, we're going to be getting a raid boss. What that raid boss means, we're going to be getting a raid event. With the raid event, we're going to be getting a new weapon. So the new weapon that we're going to be getting the Friday is the following. It is a green, purple 14 mana cost. It is a standard explodey weapon for Urskia ally. This is specifically the kingdom of Urskia, not the type of Urska. Because it says Urskia and not Urska. So yeah, this is specifically the kingdom of Urskia, which assumably is also the restriction for this Friday. Actually, we can see it right over here, or on the other page. But yeah, it is the restriction of Urskia, because it's a raid, so it would have to be. But yeah, that means we'll have to use Urskia troops. So not just the Urskas, but specifically the Urskia kingdom, which is always so confusing because they're both so similarly named. It's almost as bad as teams. See, I told you, every single word that starts with the same letter is literally just the same word. See, they have the team challenges to denote the trial teams. They're the exact same word. See, trial teams. Spelt out exactly as it should be. See, I'm not the only one with that problem. Anyways, so, so I got the Elite Pass at some point. But there we go. Thanks to Isabel, of course. Greatly appreciated. Haven't actually claimed all the loot, but luckily just mail it straight to you. So boom, there we go. Actually, let me go do that. Have I not claimed the thingies yet? Or is that just all the stuff I got from earlier? Yeah, I still haven't claimed some of them. Let me go grab all that. There's just all the extra ones. There we go. And boom, there we go. Nice little amount of loot. Oh yeah, have I not even bothered getting the stats this whole time? Wait. Oh no, I could have had more stats. Have I this whole time not gone without these stats? Whoops. Mistakes have been made, but there we go. We now have 15 life, 3 attack, 5 armor, 2 magic. A little bit of a bonus, not much. Let's see. Oh yeah, we need to go name the Skelephant Elfie. Wait. Before we get into anything else, before the dailies, before the Volky opening, we must name the Skelephant as Elfie. Where is it? Somewhere's in here. If I could figure out where the S is in the alphabet. I just passed it. It was a Skelephant, right? Yeah, it should be right here. Upgrade. Don't accidentally use an orb. I haven't clicked it yet, but it's going to happen. It is 100% eventually going to happen. It's more of a matter of when than if. I'm surprised it hasn't already. Okay, we did that. Rename. Let's see. Elfie. As Isabel wanted named Elfie, and there we go. Perfect. Now, in other news, we should have a orb upgrade. Anything good? Come on, pet orb. Purple. Purple's still good, though. Purple's still good. It's not as needed these days, but always nice to see. Anyways, before we get into things, hello everyone, by the way. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Hello, Bill. Hello, Ricardo. Also, as you can probably see, no Mythic tier list video yet. Soon, TM. I guess we're planning it for 6-9. Actually, I did get done a few things today, and one of those things, I found out my dad actually got a pretty bad back injury, unfortunately. I was talking to him for a few hours on the phone. Talked about quite a few things. But the most noteworthy thing is I actually won't be able to go on my trip. Because he's one of the main people I'm seeing, and yeah, I didn't realize he got like a really bad back injury the other week. So yeah, it's probably canceled till next month until he gets all that sorted out. But yeah, he's had that problem a lot, mostly because he's done a lot of pretty back-breaking labor over the decades. So yeah, unfortunate. He hasn't really been doing much of that recently, so I'm not sure exactly how he sprained it like most recently. Because even when he was explaining, he didn't even know. So. It's probably just from past damages. Anyways, hello Bill, hello Ricardo, hello Jonian, hello Imperial, hello Humberto, hello Logic Slayer, hello Isabel, hello Sushi Ninja, hello Cookie. Let's see. Yeah, I won't be able to see him for Father's Day, but I still plan to see him this summer. Hello Kikolia, because he probably won't get that situated until next month, I would assume. But I'll check in on him on Father's Day and see if any progress has been made. Hello Cookie, hello Ricardo, hello Supernova, hello Insane Gamer. Hello, Emanator. Hello, Chad. Hello, everyone else. Also, hello, Lester. Welcome, everyone. So, one of our main objectives this stream. Open every last Volky we have, not counting epics. Before we do that, let's go clear all the dailies. So, first things first, I believe my guild has now finished this. We've done it on every day except today. And since we're already done, we don't need to do it today. And we got a nice shiny blue. Nice. All right, next, let's go and let's do dungeon. It is Diamond Day, so let's go grab our little gem bounty there. Oh yeah, you don't even need to do the first battle anymore to get gem bounty. They actually changed that when they changed this menu. You can actually buy it immediately now. You used to have to do at least one fight. Oh, top 3 today? Oh, no. Oh, no, the weakness one. Oh, no, the 3rd trap. We got triple trapped. I thought this mode was supposed to only have 2 traps. It does, but the stairs is technically a 3rd. Because if you misclick it, you move to a different floor. Which is pretty much a trap. If anything, it's actually worse than the traps. Because the traps are only a temporary debuff. If you accidentally take the floor room, oh gosh, 20% less stats is so bad. But if you accidentally take the floor room, you are losing out on multiple days of loot. It's not a lot of loot, but you know, it adds up. You'll lose like 0.5% of your loot, or whatever the difference is in a tier. Let's see. Also, hello, Logic Slayer. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Emernator. Hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Hopefully my dad will get soon. I'm pretty sure it's not anything too serious. He's had a lot of issues with his back over the years. He's done construction, he's done plumbing, he's done electrician, or what's that called? Not electrician. Like, the electrician is the role. What's it actually called when you're doing it? I don't know, electrician? You know what I'm saying. Oh, what else has he done? Yeah, mostly stuff that would really hurt your back. So he's had a lot of pain over the years with it. It just kind of flares up occasionally. He's gotten surgery for it in the past, too. I think this time it wasn't serious enough that he needed surgery, luckily. But, you know, it's still bothering him. And he's starting to get old. My dad's almost... Actually, is he in his 70s yet? He's either really high 60s or almost 70-something. Like, really low 70s. I actually don't remember. Yeah, I believe he's really high 60s. Actually, for all I know, he might turn 70 this year. I don't remember. Always forget. The summer's around there. High 60s, low 70. Let's see. We'll take that one over. You got movie tickets in this hour for Spider-Man? Ooh, nice. Let me know how it is. Yeah, it's kind of funny. The last time I've seen a superhero movie was actually one of the Spider-Man movies. I can't remember which. But everyone came out like 5-6 years ago. I generally don't tend to watch them. Though the animation style for some of those recent Spider-Man ones have been pretty nice. Like, I'm not a fan of the specific genre of like superhero stuff. But whatever they've been doing with the Spider-Man stuff, like the more recent animation style, really, really, really great animation style. Let's see, we'll take that one over. Take that. And there we go, and I already claimed the diamonds. Perfect. Alright, in other news, let's go take out Adventure Board. Anything good today? Kind of, barely. We'll grab this real quick. And you know what, I might as well do it with our hunting team. So let's go to our one-shot little Diamantina. Also, good morning, Anthony. Welcome, welcome. You need 8 more blue deeds for Max Sword's Edge? Nice. Yeah, we're still a ways away. I'm probably like half a year away from that, if not more. Depends when we get more blue deeds. Or deed books, I should say. Because I think I'm like several deed books away. Rather than several deeds. And of course, I still don't know why they made the conversion rate so bad. 50 deeds for a deed book is absurdly high. Surprised they never tweaked that number, though. At this point, they never will. It's just been like that for so long. But they likely will add more ways to get them in the future, if nothing else. Alright, there we go. I think we just open keys now for the rest of the stream. Seems like a plan. We have done every weekly. We've done every daily. Well, every relevant daily for us. Also, I should probably mention it. Don't forget to do Underworld every day. I personally skip on it because we really don't need to because we've maxed all of Underworld and I don't really need the currencies anymore. But it is insanely worthwhile throughout the entire game. It takes like 20-30 minutes. Sometimes a little bit less if you're going for like the super quick kill, like level 20s. But I do personally skip on them. There's also Daily Arena, but you know, almost no one does Daily Arena. Anyways, let's go and open these Volkies. So, Volkie time. We have exactly 100, and we plan to use every last one of them. And hopefully get an epic Volkie along the way, so we have 777. Of course, we're more so looking for something like we got last night. We got a major pet orb last night from the 100 we opened. Technically 102. Oh, did I read the second flex? Let's see. And every mythic bronze. Oh, nice! That's pretty cool. I can't remember how close I am to that. I think I'm like 20 or 30 bronze orbs off of every mythic bronze. Still got a little ways to go. Honestly, give it a few more Vault events, we'll probably be there. Like, sometime this summer, we'll probably have every mythic bronze. It's not in any rush to get it done. Hey, even during this stream, we'll probably get a few more of them as well. I would assume so from opening 100. That'd be pretty bad if we get 0 from 100. But it could happen. There's still a pretty low rate. There are 5% from lesser orbs. And of course, there's also a 5% chance from the major orbs. 3% for silver, 2% for gold. Well, the main thing we're looking for being those nice shiny golds. We haven't seen one in a little while. We had a really big dry streak. Then one week we somehow got like 4 or 5 in a week. And now we're kind of back on dry streak for gold orbs right now. The gold elites. We've been getting more pets recently than the gold elites. Or I should say minions. I always call them pet orbs, but they're actually called minion orbs. I don't think I ever called them minion orbs. Like 9 times out of 10, I just call them pet orbs. I feel like pet makes more sense than minion. Remember when you said poll if we would have the mythic tier list this weekend? Soon TM, very soon TM. So soon that the TM is intensifying. But no, I think we just went with Lester's plan. We're posting on 69. I'm literally going to have it fully finished before 69. And then post on 69. I think that is the game plan at this point. Which I believe is this Friday. And since there's nothing else happening this Friday, it'll work perfectly. Wait, is 69 this Friday? No, it's actually, oh no, Tuesday would be 69. Oh, I thought it was Friday. Well, Friday is the 9th, but June is the 6th. Oh, technically, it's probably going to be this Friday. You just have to look at the calendar if you're not in America. Because then it would be in correct order. Because the way that America would write it, it would be 6-9 on Tuesday. Whereas the other way around, it'd be 6-9 on Friday. Oh, wait, what am I saying? It would still be 6-9 on... Wait. Never mind. Friday is 6-9. I'm thinking of it wrong. I was thinking of the other way around. And everywhere but America, it would be 6-9 on tomorrow. But in America, it's 6-9 on Friday. Wait, I reversed that. I don't have to write dates that often these days. Forgot it's the other way around. Which is funny because I'm from America. Because isn't that the only location that does? Like, what other locations other than America writes the date as month, day, and then year? Rather than day, month, year? In Japan, they do year, month, date. I feel like that would make a lot of sense as well. I feel like the way it is in America probably makes like the least amount of sense. Like does almost all of our measurements. The only measurement I feel like makes way too much sense in America is the measurement of a foot. Because you literally have a foot, and a male foot is pretty much the exact length of a foot. So it's a really good measurement tool. That is the only measurement system that we have that's different than the rest of the world that I think is valid. The way that we have foot in inches. Because the whole reason for foot in inches is a foot's as big as a foot, and I believe an inch is like the tip of your big toe or something. Something similar to that. Obviously not everyone's that exact size, but it's just like a guesstimation tool. Those are about the only two measurements we have that I think are valid. Every other one should be scrapped for whatever the rest of the world uses. So hello, Jamie. Welcome, welcome. Also, hello, Garuda. Welcome, welcome. You think I'm thinking September 6th? No. Not gonna be that late. Actually, now that I think about it, it has been months since I've had to write down a date. Because a lot of things are just like automated these days. So it just has like autofill and other similar things. That's very rare that I need to like physically write down on a paper these days the actual date. Other than when doing some banking things and similar stuff. The good old government. But otherwise, on a regular basis, I feel like I never need to these days. Tuesday is 6-6 everywhere? True. It couldn't possibly be a different number. I'm not sure what I was thinking of when I was thinking that earlier. Oh, I have not written a check. Oh, gosh. 8 years? 10 years? Actually, ironically, I think the last time I may have written a check was when I was still a kid. Oh, wow! Major pet! Oh, no. It actually would have been when I was 19 or 20 years old. But yeah, I have not written a check in like 8 years. I almost forget they even exist. But there we go. Major Orba minions. 2 days in a row. That is back-to-back days of Orba minion. There you guys go. And that's 1%, by the way. The good 1%, not the power orb 1%. The actual one that matters. But there you guys go. Enjoy the code. Yeah, we'll hand out one for every single one of the big drops. Which are basically that, gold and silver. The 3 biggest ones. Obviously, there's plenty of other big drops, so those are the ones we give out codes for, just so we're not handing out a code every, like, 5 seconds. For those 3. Whenever we get them. You got 2 power orbs today? Oh, no. So far this weekend, I believe we've gotten 1 power and 2 major pets. Though no silver and no gold somehow, which is kind of insane. Because it's actually more likely to get a single silver or gold than it would have been to get those 3 that we already got. Like, we should have gotten a silver or gold by now. Written. It's written, not roten. Sometimes I say wrote and then, like, try to put more letters on it. Yeah, it's either write or written. Or wrote. But sometimes I mix the two and say roten. Because I'll think one word and then the other word and then combine the 2 words. When I put out the mythic video, you'll have 50 more Chaos Orbs. Soon, TM. Anything new on Puzzle Quest? I have not been keeping track with it. They did release the consoles recently, I do believe, as well as officially gotten out of beta. I have not checked on the current state of the game. But maybe we'll revisit it at some point. I'm just not sure if I would get back into it if it still had just as long of a grind. Is that like a 2 to 3 hour daily grind? Even if you did literally every daily grind in Gems of War, I think you're only at an hour. And that's counting literally everything. Like all weekly events, all daily events, doing Underworld, doing your 3 arenas. Like we're talking like an hour-ish every day. And Puzzle Quest 3 had like 2 or 3 hours. And most of it was pretty mandatory if you wanted to make any progression without spending money. Which was just way too much time. That's the only thing that really made me stop playing. Because honestly, I actually enjoyed gameplay of Puzzle Quest 3. It's a pretty fun game. My 2 biggest downsides were the grind per day is too much. Because there's a lot of mandatory per day that if you don't do it every day, you miss out on it. So you can't even, like, delay it like in Gems of War. Like, some things you can delay till the end of the week. Like, for example, you could do the entirety of the World event today if you wanted to. Or Guild Wars if it was, or similar things. Like, for example, the weekend faction event. Or not faction. Yeah, faction. No. Wait, why don't you just have Bounty Hunter? The weekend Bounty Hunter event. Like, if you didn't do it yesterday, or on Friday, you can just do it all right now. Like, you literally start it right now and be completely done and not be penalized at all in any loot whatsoever. But a lot of things in Puzzle Quest 3 was set up in a way where if you don't make progress on it every single day, you just lose out on all the progress, which is very unfortunate. Gems of War has a few mechanics like that, like Underworld and such, but it's not spammed like everywhere like Puzzle Quest 3 was. So yeah, it was mostly the daily grind and how hard it was to get best in slots. Like in Gems of War, to get basically a best in slot, like, you know, having a mythic fully traded, fully upgraded, fully medaled, well, that is hard. That is something you can do in about a month to a couple months. Like, you can literally choose any mythic in the game, get all the diamonds for it, go and craft it directly in SoulForge, go throw, like, the bronze, silver, gold orbs on it, throw a major orange, throw a major green, boom, you got yourself a max mythic in, like, a month or 2 or 3, depending on what point you are in the game. And it can be literally any mythic in the game. The same process for Puzzle Quest 3, unless they've modified it a ton, is like 3 years instead of 3 months. For one weapon. And that only makes up like 20 of your pieces that you need for best in slots. Because in that game you have 4 spells that you need maxed. You have like 12-ish equipment that you need maxed. And it's per color. So there's like 4 to 6 different colors in that game. I forget how many different colors that game has. 5 maybe? I don't remember. But was it 5 or 6? I don't remember. Let's just say 5. But there's like 5 different colors. And you need like 16 different best in slots for each of those colors. Because you can't, like, use purple best in slots on some character that needs a lot of red. Not to mention, there's different equipment for different scenarios, so even that. And unless they've added a way to do it, you can't, like, color swap it. So you can't just get, like, let's say, for example, I don't know how to describe it. But, for example, there's different equipment that do different things. And if you need that on like 3 different colors, you have to get that maxed on all 3 of those colors to use it effectively. You can't just use the same one and just like interchange it between them. You could, but it won't be as effective on whatever one doesn't color match. It's just a really weird system that requires way too much RNG on actually getting equipment and time and money and everything. Like in my time that I was playing that game, I didn't get a single maxed item. Legitimately. There was one that I did get maxed, but it was because it was some change that they did that made it max. It wasn't because I actually maxed it through the normal means. They changed how the EXP system worked for something, and I had one that was technically not maxed, but that became maxed because the new EXP system made it maxed. But I played it for a year and got literally nothing maxed out of like the 16 you need per character of the 5 colors. So yeah, that's the main reason I stopped. A whole year to have 0 best in slot is absurd for pretty much any game ever. Which is way too much time. In Gems of War, you can do that within a year. You can have like an entire, at minimum, 1 perfect meta team fully maxed, if not multiple. Probably multiple. Because I know last time I started a new account, even years ago in Gems of War, we had like half the mythics in the game within like a few months. Of course, we were playing quite a bit in those few months, but it's definitely possible. Especially with how Vault events are scaled these days. Like, you power farm a few Vault events, and yeah, you have pretty much everything you need. And you just get into a good guild, and then just get a ton of loot from there. But I would say Gems of War's daily system is probably one of the biggest things that has going for it. It doesn't ask too much of you. And it still feels rewarding when you do it. Which is pretty rare for a daily system these days. Because I feel like every game I've tried in the last few years have had some of the most awful daily systems I've ever seen. Including Puzzle Quest 3. But also other games. Like Pokemon Unite's daily system was pretty awful. The daily system that was added to Fall Guys was pretty awful. And they still haven't really done much to fix it, though they have tweaked it a little. And I don't know, what other games have I played with a Battle Pass-like system recently? I don't remember. I haven't played that many. I've been trying to stay away from most free-to-play games lately. Despite the fact that, you know, we play Gems of War like crazy. Actually, the 2 main games I actually kind of play right now are actually both free-to-play games, so I guess technically I don't. Because I've still been doing old school RuneScape on the side here and there. I've been meaning to stream it again, I just haven't had time. And most of the playing I've been doing for has just been AFK, because it's one of those games you could play where you have to do like 20 or 30 clicks in an hour. Like, it's a very idle game. disguised as an MMO. It's almost like one of those idle clicker games that you play in the background. Which is a genre I got into, like, several years ago for like a year and then never really stuck with. I know, do any of you guys play the idle clicker games? Like that genre of game? It just seems like a pretty interesting genre that I tried for like a year and then just got tired of them. They're pretty good though. I just never really found one I really liked. Like I tried several and, you know, they were fun for a while. But, I don't know, they kind of got tiring after a while. Like you reach a point where you kind of get walled off from doing much in almost all of them. Where you either have to wait an absurd amount of time or pay. Hey, does Cookie Clicker count? Yes. Cookie Clicker is technically what started the genre, I believe. Or at least is what is most infamous for starting the genre. I don't think it was like the first one ever created under that category. But it's probably the most infamous for starting the idle clicker genre. Kind of like how Dota 1 was not the first MOBA, but it's generally regarded as what started the genre of MOBAs. Because there were some MOBAs before it. It was kind of what ended up starting the genre. Even though it wasn't actually the first in the genre. I never got into Warframe. Back when I was doing Steam trading, mostly for Dota 2, I actually ended up getting some Warframe things. And some of them I never bothered selling off. I wonder if they're worth anything these days. Probably not. Because in some random trades, like if someone had just like spares of stuff they were trading, I would get like random Warframe items. And despite never playing the game, I think I have like 20 to 30 different Warframe items. Many from like several years back. So they're either worth like 1 cent or like a bunch of money each. With nothing in between, probably. Let's see. Take the skull to kill that out. Actually, I still have a lot of Dota 2 items I never bothered selling. I have no clue if they're up or down. Probably down. Because I ended up trading like thousands of it when I was in college, just when I was doing flea marketing and everything. I would just check up on my basically Dota 2 stocks. See if they were up, down, sell them, trade them, other things. It was fun. Also got to gamble with those loot keys. I actually got really lucky on a lot of the first ones. It's probably what actually sucked me in. I got like absurdly lucky on some of the loot keys. Where I was opening like $2, $50, like $2, 50-cent keys. And making like 10 bucks each every single time I opened one. Because I was just getting so absurdly lucky with the drops. And I was like, oh, I'll put a few hundred down. And then like a couple months later, it was like in the thousands. As far as how much was being swapped. It's actually how I got a lot of my initial Steam games for free. Because all of it was just trading profit. Let's see. I don't do any of that anymore, though. I haven't done that in, like, gosh, 6, 7 years now at this point. One time the angel gave you the option between the Ring of Treasure and the Elephant Treasure. Tough choice. Yeah, you gotta take the Elephant Treasure. We got a lot of Elephant Treasure earlier this week. Like 2 in a row, we had Elephant Treasure and Elephant Treasure. And we had to take it because the other option was horrible both times. Which is very unfortunate. Good old Sacred Treasure. No, Strife came out way later. And this is the different Strife. Because I actually have played Strife. The MOBA called Strife. And I actually had about 1,000 hours in it. I was actually really well known for one of the best Trixie players in that game. Assuming that's the Strife that we're both talking about the same one. But, yeah, that one was a lot of fun. But no, that came way after. If we're thinking of the same game. Unless there was 2 MOBAs named Strife. Because I know for sure that one came out after League of Legends. Because a lot of the mechanics it had were based on League of Legends. The main gimmick they had is that you can actually customize the parts that you had with your weapons. So, for example, if you had something that really needed, like, power, you could just go and make all of your components into power. And then as you're progressing through the game, you just buy power parts, and then you eventually get a weapon that's power-based. Whereas you could have the same weapon on a tank, and have it so you have, like, regen and HP up and stuff like that. So you could get the exact same weapon, but have it function two completely different ways. And I really love that system. I'm surprised the game didn't do better. As the crafting system for the items you would buy throughout the gameplay was really, really, really good. I'm surprised it never caught on. I think it was too well known for just like overly copying League of Legends though. Which is probably why it never really caught on, comparatively. As well, it did have a lot of unique ideas. The base gameplay was pretty much just League of Legends. Which is an easier pure faction? Fangmoor or Loraz's Lair? Oh, definitely Fangmoor. Loraz's Lair is one of the most nightmarish places to try to do pure faction in the entire game. Because you have to triple luck roll every cast you do. The entire run. It's basically just you resetting until you get good RNG. Not literally resetting, but you know, you'll eventually die when you don't get good RNG. But yeah, Loraz's Lair is one of like the top 3 worst to do in the entire game. So Fangmoor is definitely easier. Fangmoor's not that bad. You just double stack the legend, and you actually have a pretty good team. Because you go double legends, you go the mana accumulator, and you go the guy that spams skulls. And you just spam the attack up over and over and over again until you have kill range. Then use the skull crater. And of course the whole time you're using the mana accumulator to get everyone up. Fangmoor's actually pretty easy. Like as long as you have the tank, one tank still alive, the mana accumulator and the skull spammer, you just kind of auto win the final fight. So you can completely accidentally die on one of the tanks and still have a full team for the final fight. Or, you know, the 3 that you need. Aww. An Orb of Ingots. Unfortunately, completely useless. We shall add it for the pile. Oh, did I forget to... I did it again. When I got the Minion Orb, I did the same thing last night. When I got the Minion Orb, I forgot to update my Minion Orb number. Because we had 46, and we got one last night, got 47, and I forgot to update it immediately, but then they did later on. And I did the exact same thing tonight. Where we got the Minion Orb, I handed out the code, but then I forgot to actually update the number. Oh, speaking of which, well, let's go update the number again. That's not the bigger one, though, so we're not handing out code, but there we go. Well, let's go re-update it. 49. Doing really good on minions this week. I just realized we only have 21 more keys left. This is unfortunate. Also, I always keep underestimating how long it takes to open 1,000 key or 100 keys. I guess because this team gets it done a bit quicker than some of the other teams we used in the past. Because I keep thinking like, oh, 100 will last almost the whole stream. And then it's like, oh wait, it doesn't. Because I'm so used to like a rowing, not even rowing team. What did I used to run? Probably like Phoenicia, Diamantina. Because that team's like 30% slower than this, approximately. Compared to using Diamantina. Of course, using Diamantina requires owning Diamantina, though. Which, for the longest time, we did not. So as of the last couple months, of course, we have been able to acquire. You're down to your last few. Yeah, Loraz's Lair is definitely one you want to save for absolute last. Loraz's Lair is generally one of those you'd want to run with a bunch of potion buffs on a either a Tuesday event or if it ever gets a weekend event again. The only time it's ever going to get a weekend event is when it gets Deep Delve, though. But it could be like half a year to a year before it gets Deep Delve. Yeah, I would just wait until it has a Tuesday event, and hopefully you're free that Tuesday, and then just like grind it out with like a couple thousand gems. Because then you'll have all the power bonus, you'll have the extra explodes, you'll have a bunch of stuff that'll make it a bit easier. It can be done without that, but Lars' Lair is definitely one of those few where it'd be pretty beneficial. I'll catch you later, Chad. Have a good week. I was gonna say good weekend, but the weekend's kind of already over at this point. It has concluded. Oh, come on, click the thing. So hopefully we get at least one more big drop here. Got 14 keys left. But I can't complain. We got a major pet yesterday. We got a major pet today. Actually doing pretty good overall for loot just from that alone. You think you've pulled 3 powers today? Oh no. Or good if you still need them. Oh, you don't need them. No, no. Yeah, I don't understand that. They added a way a couple years ago to make powers easier to obtain. And since then, they have literally added 0 new ways to use power orbs. Which is just the strangest decision I think they've ever made from economy perspective in this game. Like, they've made quite a few weird decisions over the years. I don't think any of them is weirder than making power orbs easier to obtain, while simultaneously giving literally 0 more things in that entire duration to ever use them on. It's one of the strangest choices ever. And the worst part is they're starting to like clog up a bunch of loot tables too now. Not just from Major Orb, but also like seasonal events. Like, for example, we're about to have a summer event in a couple weeks. And one of the rewards from that is a power orb that no one needs. Well, not no one. Obviously, newer players could benefit a lot from it. But, you know, the average veteran player has no need for that power orb that's going to be there. So we're going to get a summer event that essentially has 1 whole less loot compared to if that was like a pet orb or silver or gold or, you know, anything that isn't a power. Even a random red orb, or, you know, a chaos orb, you know, the one that just randomly rolls any of them, would be better than a power orb. Just because maybe it'll actually be like a, you know, a good orb. That is currently usable in the current state of the game. But hopefully it'll do something for the power orbs in the future. I highly doubt they're ever going to, like, forever keep them useless. Because there is pretty much no purpose to them after you crafted Zul'Goth in Enraged Kyrandera. Unless you want to craft a second Zul'Goth or Enraged Kyrandera. Because they're not worth using on a troop. Under no circumstance should you ever use a power orb to upgrade any troop. Because if you use it on a common, you're wasting the orange and green orb aspect of it. And if you use it on a legend or mythic, you're wasting the ascension aspect of it. So regardless of how you use it, you are wasting its value. Unless it's on Zul'Goth or Enraged Kyrandera. Or some future purpose for it. Now, what do we have? 2 more keys left. Come on! Something good. You decided to play a vault battle since you're doing it. And you got a power orb! Oh, that's funny. Hopefully you still need them. That's really funny. Alright, second to last orb. We get a useless green. Come on, final one. Unless we get a key in our key. The final key of basically last weekend's vault event. Which means we opened all of them within a week. So it makes sense. We only had 200. Plus whatever weird spears we had before. Alright, the final one. What do we get? No! Oh, we don't even get an orb roll. Just a useless emperor. And some gems. Ooh. Alright, we're out of keys. And we didn't even get an epic vault key, so now we're stuck at not 777. This is 776. I was really hoping we'd get another one, just so we could be 777 for a while. But, nope. We're just gonna say 776 for the foreseeable future. Actually, that's not true. Oh, no, actually, no, we're not even gonna see 777. Because you know when the most realistic time I'm gonna get the next epic vault key? It's gonna be this one, but you get 2 at once instead of 1. So that means if I get this epic vault key drop before we get any other vault key, we're actually gonna skip over 777. Oh, that's so disappointing. That's kind of funny. I might just have to open a epic vault key just to bring it down to 777. Because, yeah, the most realistic time we're going to be getting an epic vault key between now and this is this. Unless we just miraculously get one from pure RNG. From, like, doing a battle randomly. Anyways, let's go ahead on another code. Because the other code earlier was for the major pet. This is just a standard code for the stream. Here you guys go. Enjoy. And I guess we'll just do some merchant hunting then. Merchant Angel. Do that for a little bit. Let's do the quick kill Cinemirage method. Might as well. First with the good old Ironhawk. I'll do this, get a couple angels, get a couple merchants, see if we can get at least one good roll tonight. Maybe some Nishas, maybe some deed progress. Who knows, maybe we'll even get that epic vault key. You could always buy an epic vault key from the merchants. True, yeah, we might get one from an angel, that's true. Though I'm not going to buy from a merchant, it's definitely 100% not worth it from a merchant. But there is a decent possibility that between now and then, especially since I won't be opening any vault keys between then, we might get an epic vault key from an angel. But if we see one on a merchant, we're not getting it. Though one thing we will get on a merchant is the Imperial. Because the epic vault key is too expensive, same as the vault key. You should never buy a vault key or epic vault key for gems in this game, or money, but particularly gems. Because the rate of how many gems they want for the key is just too high compared to other things you could be using the gems on. Despite vault keys and epic vault keys being very useful, they are not worth the gem exchange value anywhere in the game. Alpha dailies, they're too much. Alpha merchant, they're too much. Though the angel does drop them for free. So in that case, it is worth it. Did I see the epic trial next week? Yeah, I went over at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, we have access to Baba Yaga, which is going to be pretty noteworthy. We also got like a couple Skull Urskas. That'll probably help. I think one of them was like a tank one too or something. Yeah, they changed the team to be a lot more coherent. But honestly, Baba Yaga is all you really need. Double silence, resummon, damage pressure. But yeah, they called it the team again. It's right here. The team changes instead of the trial team changes. And what's funny is, if they don't change that for all the other weeks, it's probably going to say that for the next several weeks. Because they have it on that automated system thing. So all of them will probably say team instead of trial team. I mentioned it earlier, every word that starts with the same letter is the same word. That's how things work. The team. AKA trial team. Yeah, I am glad that they are changing the team every single week, though. Why they were so bad to begin with, I do not know. Someone mentioned it might have just been randomly generated, and honestly, it might be if they're changing it literally week by week now. But yeah, I hope they just do that every single week going forward. Because that would actually do two things. It would make it so the team is not horrific, but it would also serve the second benefit of making sure they're different every time. So for example, if they keep doing that forever, that means the next time we do Volpacia for the second time, it'll be different. The next time we do it for Urskia the second time, of course we're doing it for the first time next week, but the second time it could be different. So if they do that forever going forward, that would actually be really cool. Because that would make it so the trials are a different fight every single time, even when you get the same kingdom twice within a year or within, 2 years or whatever the cycle is. So hopefully that's just a feature that keeps going forward forever, as it would allow to actually keep the trials kind of fresh and give more incentive to do them in the future, especially if you didn't already max the pet. And even if you have, just to try them for a different challenge every single week. That's pretty cool if they're going to be doing that going forward forever. I have a feeling they're going to stop after you cycle every kingdom once, though, which is the downside of that. Kind of wish they would just keep changing them, just so that every time they repeat, they would also be different. to give a different experience every time. Yeah, they're not going to do it more than they have to, I'm pretty sure. But you never know. It does seem like they're going to change it for at least every single kingdom once, at minimum. So that's still nice. Like, that means over the next year, they're still going to be unique. Even if you already did the trials beforehand. Because overall, honestly, I actually do enjoy the premise of what the trials are. It's just their initial implementation of it was horrifically bad. But it seems like they're fixing that, so it's not a big deal now. Because it's pretty fun to just try a team that you wouldn't normally use. It's one of the appeals of Arena, though Arena is just scaled very weirdly to current state of game. But a lot of the options there never being meant for such a format. Oh, so is this stream lagging for anyone else? Because I noticed the thing is dropping like absurd frames all of a sudden. It stopped now. But it was dropping absurd frames. That's so weird. Not sure why. But does my computer need an update or something right now? Doesn't look like it. It was just a big lag spike. Yeah, that's probably all it was. Because it seemed like it completely stopped now. I don't know, my internet's been pretty stable lately, for the most part. Is Tribute ready? I don't know, is it? It is. You can actually see that all the way down there? Or did you just keep track of it? Though you couldn't have even known because I took it before the stream even started. But there we go, 31 Tribute for 30 gems. It's amazing how high Tribute is these days. Like, Tribute has always been good, but obviously just keeps getting better and better over time. They did mention way back in the past that they weren't opposed to nerfing Tribute at some point if it ever gets too out of hand. I hope that day never comes. Because it's honestly one of the best features ever implemented in Gems of War. Ever. Like, period. Like, if there was a top 5 features ever added, it would probably be traits, Underworld, the existence of Tribute and how kingdoms are upgraded as one whole bullet point, and probably 2 other things I can't think of off the top of my head. It's hard to quantitate some of them. But those are definitely the top 3. The entirety of Underworld and that whole premise, traits, and how Tribute and kingdom upgrading works. Particularly the Tribute part. There's one nice thing about the upgrading system in this game is everything actually has a purpose for upgrading. So even if you get the most useless troop in the game, you know it's still at least helping a kingdom get upgraded. So at least pretty much everything has a purpose at least. Even if it's completely never going to be used in a single context ever. Hello, Ginky! Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. You keep track for me, you got my back. Well, thank you for that. I haven't been really paranoid about taking Tribute lately. I probably should, because honestly, we're getting more from Tribute than we ever have in the past. It just keeps going up. I just haven't really been taking it much lately. I think the biggest issue is I feel like I have like near infinite gems, so I don't feel the need to click it as much. Because there isn't really anything pressing it to 0. It just keeps going up over time. 3 Celestials. I feel like for a newer player, that'd be worth it. I don't really need more Celestials. I think we're sitting on like almost 10, actually, I think we're sitting on over 9,000! Somewhere's around there. Some kind of big number. Oh, so have we not gotten an Angel yet? I kind of want an Angel tonight. Might just keep going until we get an Angel. I'm not sure, because you could easily go an hour or 2 with no Angel. I do want to kind of grab dinner after this. And hey, I was hungry this stream, and I did not mention food a single time until now. Look at that. I'm improving. Though I did grab a salad before the stream. I want like an actual dinner. Another merchant. Gosh, we're doing good on merchants. No angels, though. Hey, there's the Epic Volky. Remember when we needed one more to get 777? Well, I'm not spending 360 for it. But there it is. It is absurdly not worth spending that many gems. I'm not even sure if I would spend 200 gems on an Epic Volky, to be honest. Like, I feel like for me to click that button, a Volky would have to be 50 or less. And an Epic Volky would have to be 150 or less. Maybe even closer to 120. Which is what currently a normal Volky costs. Because you can very easily get worse loot from an Epic Volky than a standard Volky. Obviously, on average, it's going to be better. But your worst rolls on Epic Volky are worse than an average roll on a Volky. Because most of your loot comes from the Cedric. And if the Cedric rolls like 4 of a common troop, then you basically got nothing. Because the other drops are, basically the same from a Volky. Your Cedric makes up all your loot in an Epic Volky. Compared to a Volky where you have a mix of both. Or even if your Cedric rolls bad, at least the other 3 still kind of buffs up the loot a little. Well, it actually does technically improve gem amount as well. Because it makes it more consistent that you get a higher amount of gems. Especially as more kingdoms come into the game. Because every kingdom that gets added increases the total amount of gems you can get from a tribute. Plus the percents make it more frequent as well. So not only does time going by make the frequency of them go up, but also every new kingdom that goes up or gets added not only increases the frequency as well, even more, but also increases the cap of how many you can get. Since the overall cap is based on total number of kingdoms, and your tribute chance is just the roll of the percent per kingdom. So basically, tribute gets double buffed every time a new kingdom comes out, and gets very small buffed every single time any new trip gets added, which is literally every week. So it's a lot more impactful when a new kingdom comes out compared to a new troop from a tribute gem amount. Those new kingdoms definitely impacted the most. Because even a new kingdom only having a 10% tribute is more of a reward than a single kingdom going up in 10% tribute. Because that other 10% makes it so your cap is 1 higher. Whereas the other 10% just makes it more frequent that you roll that 1 singular gem. Rather than being able to occasionally roll 2 gems. We're gonna go until we get one more angel or merchant. Though we haven't seen a single angel tonight. I kind of want to keep going until we do. But that could be like any amount of hours if we get unlucky. So whatever we get next will be the last one then. As far as the actual good ones, obviously we're skipping every Daemon and Genie. Until tomorrow night. But of course, sometime tomorrow, hopefully early on, I'll have a video going over all the things. It's a pretty uneventful week though. We'll still have the Mythic going on too, so if you still want to get that, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But honestly, we have like nothing going on in Gems of War next week. So it's just probably going to be an angel merchant hunting week. And just doing whatever. Because the only content we really have coming in is the 1 troop on Monday, and then Friday's raid event that's just bringing a new weapon, an event that will take like an hour or 2. So pretty standard week. A great time just to grind whatever. Also, Mythic tier list on 6/9 this Friday. Soon TM. So that'll be the big event for Gems of War to this week. Technically, the other one, which I still forgot to actually sign up to today because it's busy with other things. But I still need to go send my thingy in to see if I can get into the 7.0 beta. Because that's actually starting later this week. And the cutoff for it's in like a day or two. Not sure if I'm going to get in. I haven't bothered even trying to enter one of them for like multiple years now. Yeah, we'll see. They might already have enough people at this point, even if I go send one in. Oh yeah, back in the day, you used to have infinite guild tasks. There's also a way to get like tens of thousands of gems per week at a couple points within the game. They've all been nerfed into the ground though, so you can't do anything remotely like that anymore though. But there was a short period in time where you could literally get tens of thousands in a week, but there was like nothing to spend it on. So a lot of those people probably didn't hoard too many of those gems. Usually would just like dump it all in VIP keys and such. Yeah, Trippy was kind of crazy back in the day. There's also an infinite gem glitch with it too. It wasn't even a glitch. Just using in-game mechanics, there was a way to get literal infinite gems. It was nerfed within a day. Can't remember how much they rolled back it though. There weren't too many guilds that could utilize it though, because you needed everyone on in your guild at the same time. Like out of a 30-person guild, you need like 25 plus of them to be on simultaneously, all doing it. But if everyone was, you gained literal infinite gems. Yeah, it was technically more broken than that one Broken Palooza day. Though I would say the Broken Palooza day is a lot more infamous. Plus, it's a lot more recent. Because the gem thing I'm talking about happened like 8 years ago. Back when the player base number was like 10% of what it is now. Or 20% of what it was now. And also only a few guilds were even able to do it. Like, my guild was pretty active when we weren't even able to do it. Because it got nerfed so quick. Because by the time people figured out how to even do it, it was like nerfed within like hours. Yeah, the whole Palooza thing happened like, what, 2-3 years ago? That's a lot more recent. Hey, okay, final merchant. Anything good? Come on, something good. Hey, okay, I'll take that. 2 Imperials from merchants today. It's not bad at all. Not the most ideal loot, but definitely decent. I'd rather have his 10,000 gold writs. It's definitely his best drop by far. The Imperial's pretty high up there, but they do cost gems instead of just free, like the gold one. Or, you know, the gold one's not free, but basically is, but how easy it is to get gold compared to gems. Anyways, guys, one to here for now. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Here, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll mostly be doing all the tasks for the week, which I wonder if I'll have PvP ones or not, because they've been spamming a lot of those recently. But we'll do all that, do the world event, all that kind of good things. We'll go and have the video up tomorrow, going over all the weekly things, kind of like we did today, but also with Soulforge, all that. Should be a pretty short video, I would assume, as there's not too many things to really go over next week. As it's one of the more uneventful weeks we've had in a while. But we have some pretty big weeks coming up. Like we have the summer event in 3 weeks from now. We have 7.0 coming sometime within the next several weeks as well. So it's going to be pretty huge. And, you know, I've just that to wait forward to. Because it seems like they're going to do a really big bang next month. Because, or like from later this month to like next month. Because we're going to have this event. We're going to have 7.0, which is going to be huge. And probably a few other things in there. So it's going to be the old question, or the old problem that Gems of War has always had, where some weeks we have literally everything going on. Like in 3 weeks we might literally have 7.0 and the summer event, and then there's weeks like next week where, yeah, basically nothing is happening. They don't know how to balance really well their content schedule. I'm trying to think of a word. What's the word when you display something evenly? There's a proper word that sounds better for that. But anyways, yeah, they need to figure out how to do that better. Because gosh, they just have like giant clumps of content, and then weeks like tomorrow or next week that is like nothing. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.